Hello everyone, my name is Sharad, and in today's video we will learn about the files and folder structure in Linux operating system. So when we install the operating system, the Linux OS, generally we see some folders. Like for example, when you click over here and go to other locations like this. So you may be wondering about what are the meaning of these all folders here and what they do. So basically in today's video we are going to talk about these folders and their roles and why we use for. So today we have taken Ubuntu 22.04 LTS for explaining about all these folders. So before we jump into all these folders explanations, uh, I would like to introduce the word called FHS. The abbreviation of FHS is File System Hierarchy Standard. So basically, this standard is managed by the Linux Foundation, and all the Unix like operating system and the Linux operating system generally they follows this standard, means File System Hierarchy Standard. So as per the File System Hierarchy Standard 3.0 right now, means the time when we are recording this video, uh, FHS 3.0 is available. I will give the link in the description box. Now, very important to know this information as well. There are many operating system which they do not exactly follow the standard as it is. There might be some slight changes, but a crucial folders will be followed according to the FHS. Okay, so now let's start our first folder explanation. Now let's start learning about the file structure in the Linux operating system. Let's click on the folder here and you will see in Ubuntu we have other locations tab. Click over here. The first look you will observe here we have one directory is called slash. So basically this slash is known as root directory. It is the top level directory according to the FHS, means the file system hierarchy standard. So in all Unix like operating system or Linux operating system, this root directory exists and this is represented with the slash. So whenever you type slash, it is a root directory. Like for example, cd slash, it is a root directory. Okay, so let's open the terminal for better explanation. Now, as I said, it is the top level directory. So in Linux, to list the directory, we use hyphen LD or D. So D represent for directory. When I do ls hyphen D slash, so it is a directory. So let's list, it will give some more details here. So it is basically a directory. It is a top level directory and it is known as root directory. So inside in the root directory, we have other folders. So let's go. Now we can see there are some folders existing. So this is the primary hierarchy uh, where we have a root directory. Now let's go to the bin directory first. The bin directory contains all your Linux or Unix command and utilities, means your all the command which is run by the users, either it is a root user or a non-root user. So for example, from the command line, if I type ls command or echo command like this, okay, or a cd command or pwd command, so all these commands actually exist in the bin directory. So let's see, let's verify. I will use the command called which will give me the absolute path of the utility or the command. So first example is ls. So here you can see it is showing /usr bin ls. So according to my earlier statement, it should be in the bin directory. So let's see what the change happened. When I go and see the bin directory, it is actually a symbolic link, or you can say a soft link. If you are coming from the Windows background, so we can say it is a shortcut. So that's the first change we have observed here. Now we have found something, a new change here, that bin is actually a soft link or a symlink. So here, according to FHS, it should be the bin directory. So here they created a symbolic link and given the name called bin. So it is possible that in other operating system, it could not be your shortcut or a symbolic link. Now let's go to the boot directory. Inside in boot directory, we have a bootloader files. Okay. So whatever the files which is required for loading the operating system for boot loading. For example, your grub files, okay, and here you can see, and other initrd file, image files. So these all exist here in the boot directory. Next directory is Cdrom. In Cdrom, as the name says, it is used for mounting the CD-ROM or the DVD-ROM, but that is for temporary purpose. This directory is usually empty, but whenever you use the CD or DVD disk through your CD DVD ROM, automatically this will be mounted in this directory. Next is dev directory. In the dev directory, it contains all the devices file, all the devices which are attached, all the hardwares which are attached to the computers related to those. We get the information here. All the files will be here. Let's take an example, CPU. So through terminal, we will go to the dev directory, cd/dev, and let's see if we have any CPU. Yes, we have a CPU directory. If you list more, you will see. So my system is currently having 8 core CPU. That's the reason we have seen these 8 folders. And if we go to, let's select the one folder, we can see there is a one file. So all these are the dev files, okay, means the device files. Next, go to etc. etc folder contains all your configurations and the symbolic links of those config files. So basically it is also one of the important directory. So for example, if I install Apache, so by default this will go in the etc directory. Let's see, apt install Apache 2. I'm going to install this Apache 2 in my system, and we will see this Apache 2 folder will be get created inside in etc directory, and we will also see its configuration file. So let's go to, yeah, this is a folder, and now we can see all the configuration files. After the etc directory, we have a home. This folder is known as for home directory for the users, and the users are non-root users. So root, what is a root user? Root user is like your administrator. So these non-root users, home directory will reside here inside in a /home. Like for example, this is my user ID called Sharad. So in this Sharad directory, I have all these directories. Means this Sharad user has all this directory inside in their home directory. Now we have a lib directories. So lib, and we can also see lib32, lib64, libx32. See, these all are having a libraries file. So now we can see the lib directory, like lib lib32, lib64, libx32. So these folders, all these folders contains the library files, the shared library files. So 32, 64, 32, that represent the bits, the 32 bit and the 64 bit. So we can see this icon similar to the bin. So it also looks like it is a symbolic link. Let's verify it first before we jump into the lib directory. Lib. Yes, so it is going to slash usr_lib, but this is a symbolic link. Let's see the other. Yes, all are the symbolic links, means the shortcut. So let's go to the lib directory. They are having the all shared library files. Okay, so it contains the library files. And the 3264 means for 32 bit and the 64 bit. Right now it is empty, 32 is empty, and we can see the lib64 has the one file. We can see this, the name ld linux x86 64. It is a 64 bit. And similarly, we can also see here, it is, this one is empty right now. So it depends when you install some software, their dependency, their libraries will get installed automatically. So automatically they will find out the path and they will go to their respective folders. Now media directory. This folder is used by the removable storages for the mounting purpose. For example, your USB pen drive, when we attach the USB pen drive to our system, automatically that pen drive storage will be mounted in the media directory. So let me attach one of my pen drive here. So we can see this is empty, and let me attach one of the folder, one of the pen drive. Now I have attached one of the pen drive in the system. Let's double click. Now you will see there is a folder called Cherub, and it has the my pen drive information. So we have already seen through the GUI. Now let's see through the terminal slash media, and we can see all these files. And we can also see through the command line df-th, which shows the mounted partitions or the storages. So we can see it is mounted here by default. Now let's see the mnt directory. This mnt directory basically is used for mounting a temporary partition. So for example, we have something in our um, partition in our hard disk, so that we can use for mounting purpose here inside in this mnt. So right now it is empty. So in some other video, when I will work on the partition thing, and I will explain something about partition, there I will also try to show the mnt folder. So you can subscribe us. Now let's go to the op directory. It is also empty directory, but this is used for add-ons software. So for example, if I have some software or package which I install, so by default or maybe manually, we can select the opt directory. Okay, so here we generally place the add-on software. For example, we can also use the Tomcat. Okay, now let's move to the proc folder. The proc folder basically have all the process files related information. They contains all the process files. So let's see, I will run the top command and try to grab any of the process ID. For example, I have this OBS um, process ID. OBS is a software which is used for recording. I'm also recording with the help of OBS Studio. And let's pick it up. the process ID. Process ID is 10986. So let's go. I will try first with the terminal 10986. Yeah. Now we can see there is a n number of files existing here. So it carries all those informations of the process 10986. So we can see here through graphical way. Yes, so this has all the information. So these are all process files. Now after process files or a proc folder, let's move to the root. This folder name is also root, but this folder is for root user. So this is a root user folder, and this one initially it is a root folder, and this one is a root folder, and this one is a root user folder. So this root user folder is for the user root. It is a home directory for the root user. So as a non-root user, I can't access it. I must have a super admin privilege to access. So when I did the double click, it asked me the password. Let's see how I will use it. Now I go and double click again. Now I will give the super admin password, super user admin password, authenticate. Oops. Yeah, now it worked. So there we can see one snap folder inside. Now we have access with the help of super user admin password. Now we have this run folder. So run folder contains all the informations since the operating system was running, and it carries all the informations in. Okay, so this is also one of the important folder. In a short words, we can say it contains the runtime variable data. Now this is Sbin. The Sbin folder is basically contains all the utilities and the commands, and which is used by the root users or the super admin users, and it can't be accessible by the non-root users. They must have a super admin access. Okay, super user admin access, then only they can use it. Let's see, for example, fsck, mount, and others. So let's see, like a user add kit could also be the command which actually exists inside in the Sbin folder. So let's see the command. Here you can see usr Sbin folder. And don't get confused again. Actually in Ubuntu, they just manage with the soft links. Now I will show you Sbin. So it is going to the usr bin. So rather than creating a directory, they created a soft link as a directory here. This user add command is actually its absolute path inside in the usr Sbin. Similarly, because the user add command can only be run by the admins or the super user admins. Let's see, for example, this is my non-root user. If I try to use the user add command and create a user called test, I will not be able to. But when I use the super admin privileges, sudo usr sudo user add test, now it will show the test user. I'm verifying it with the help of id command. So this test user is created. Now let's move to the another folder. This is a snap folder. So in Ubuntu, they created a new folder here, snap. So basically all the snap packages will reside here. So let's move to the srv directory. By default, it is empty, but in the srv directory, it contains the site-specific data serviced by the system. Like for example, web server Apache or FTP. So those folder will be used here, and those folders can be created here. The data will be present inside in the SRV directory. Now the sys directory. So this sys directory contains all the sysfs file system related informations. So let's say, for example, firmware, your kernel related files will be existing here in the sys directory. Now the temp directory. The temp directory itself says it is a temporary directory. It is required for the temporary files. So these temporary files can be created by the any applications or any softwares. So, or if you want to create any temporary files here, you can also create. So this is basically used for the temporary files. The temp directory is used for temporary files. Now we have a user directory or the user directory, you can say. So it contains the shareable read-only data, and it is a major section in the file system. So we can say here, we can see here, slash user bins, games, include, lib32, 64. So they also have the command lines. So that's it is a kind of secondary hierarchy as per the FHS. FHS means the file system hierarchy standard, but all are related to the users. Now we have a var directory. So var directory is another level of a hierarchy in the FHS. So it contains all the variable data files. If, for example, you can see the log, var log. If you want to see the logs, you can come here in the slash var log. So like this, we have all these folders, and if you really want to go through with in depth, so please go through with the link which I have shared in the description box. So it will help you a lot. If in case if you do not have an internet and you are not connecting your laptop or your operating system is not connected to the internet, you can't do the search in the Google or Yahoo, whatever the search engine you use, or DuckDuckGo, right? So what you can do, you can also see these descriptions and the details by using the man command. Sorry, that's typo here. Yeah. So here you will see all the details. So all the explanation is here. All right. So if you like this video, please click on the like button. And if you want to connect with us, please subscribe and follow us. And to get the notification, there is a bell icon. So click on the bell icon as well. See you in next video with more Linux learnings and other technical things. All right. See you.